be saying there's a chance that when we push that button, we destroy the world. Chances are near zero.
Wow, people are also talking about this, the big debut of Oppenheimer, the epic thriller about the father of the atomic bomb. Critics say it is as frightening as it is brilliant, and they recommend watching it on IMAX to get the full experience. Now, this intense 3-hour movie opens today nationwide.
And only on 10 TV this morning, there's a Central Ohio connection to this Hollywood blockbuster. Paul Tibbets piloted the Enola Gay, which dropped the bomb on Hiroshima to end World War II. This exhibit at Mott's Military Museum in Groveport is the largest collection of the general's memorabilia. Only on 10 TV, museum founder Warren Motts tells us how Tibbets would often talk about how Oppenheimer and the plans for making the bomb.
He ended up saying, we're walking down this hallway, and Oppenheimer's explained to me, now, Colonel, he says, you got to get away from that bomb. Once you drop that bomb, you got to bank and get away, because I don't know whether you're going to live or die, because this thing might catch you up in it, because it's a chain reaction.
The Tibbets exhibit includes many personal items, such as his full dress blue Air Force Brigadier General uniform and goggles. After the war, Tibbets made Columbus his home after becoming president of what is now known as NetJets. Now, after the war, Tibbets made Columbus his home, becoming president of that company we just mentioned. 10 TV's Kevin Landers had the chance to talk with Paul Tibbets before he died at the age of 92. And Kevin, what was that like?
Well, Paul Tibbets was 86 years old when I spoke to him, and he was as sharp as a tack. He had an incredible memory of the events leading up to and after he launched the atomic bomb. We met in his office in Bexley, and we spoke about the merits of the mission. Decades after he dropped the bomb, he remained steadfast in that it was the right thing to do, and he wouldn't apologize for it.
I'm glad that they gave it to me. I can do it, and I will do it. And by doing so, I might take some lives, but I'll save many more. And that's the thought that ruled me all the way through. And I've been asked directly, would you do it again? If you give me the same circumstances, I would not hesitate.
Tibbets was one of the greatest pilots of his generation. Of course, we can't dismiss the fact, that bomb, 70,000 people died. And to this day, people in New Mexico are still very upset about the Manhattan Project. People there, obviously, a lot of people had cancer as a result of the bombings. That's not mentioned in the movie, which people feel that really the story of the atomic bomb needs to be more fleshed out. A lot of people think it's not completely accurate, but I'm interested to see the movie. I don't think Tibbets is in it. I haven't seen it, but I'm interested to see what kind of role they give him, if any. But the interesting thing about Paul Tibbets is that there is no gravestone for him. He's not buried up in Arlington National Cemetery. He wanted to be cremated. He didn't want any gravestone because he didn't want his gravestone to be the source of any kind of protests in the future. But it was incredible to meet him, and what an amazing piece of history. And the fact that he painted Enola Gay on the plane in memory of his mother.
Wow. The most famous B-29 that was out there, yeah.
Absolutely.
Did he tell you at all, did he know the magnitude as he was flying there? The moments and the minutes going by as he was approaching that target zone, what was going through his mind?
He said it was the most boring flight of his career because everything went exactly as planned, which is amazing because you have to understand that back then there weren't computers like we have now in computers, and there were no smart bombs. These guys had to be precise as to how to drop that bomb, and they have to deal with weather and wind speeds. These guys were the best of the best, and everything went as planned, and his story will live on forever in history. And amazing that he ended up spending his life here in Columbus.
Was there any, did he ever talk about what it was like going on the mission, maybe not coming out alive after dropping the bomb?
Well, they gave them cyanide pills. Each person in the cockpit was given a cyanide pill in case they were captured. And he had, I think he says he had like 40 seconds to bank 10 miles to get outside of the radiation zone. And at 5 o'clock, we talked about the fact that he could taste the radiation in his mouth because of that. So what a dangerous mission, but he pulled it off.
Well, that's great that you were able to bring that story back and educate even more people. So it's certainly something.
Go see the movie.
Context for the movie.
Kevin, thank you.